Family Grand Rising. Your welding coach Joe Brown, aka Black Phoenix, checking in. This rising family, I wanted to talk to you, family, and give you some welding advice. Um, we have many people who are getting ready to dive out of high school, people who are coming out of prison, who are thinking about changing their careers and becoming a welder. And I want to give you some advice this rising on how to make the right decision when you're picking what field you're ready to dive into. I want to say that before you choose to dive into welding, I want you to be realistic with yourself, and I want you to look at the area you are in or the area you are wanting to go in and see where it, uh, where is the need at in welding. See how much they pay, see how much they start out, and that'll give you an idea of what kind of welding you want to learn, or should you go to this place or not, or just give you some realistic approaches as far as the money value you're going to get doing different types of welding. Now, we know that when it comes to um, traveling, you're going to be able to make more money in construction, pipe welding, pipelines, and also on TIG welding jobs. When it comes to doing stainless, when it comes to doing certain refineries where you have to do shutdowns and put in pipe, those jobs pay a lot more. Now, when it comes to um, doing TIG welding like food grade or products, you might not make as much money doing that type of work, but it's more of a clean environment. It's more, sometimes it can be more relaxed environment. It all depends on the company. Now, when it comes to MIG welding and welding on steel, you know that you got ornamental places that you're going to be doing like gates and fences and things like that. You're only going to get a certain level of pay doing small things like that. Now, you might get more when it comes to the installing if you learn how to do the installing, the field installers. Field installers always tend to get, more money. Now, when you amp it up a little bit and you start working on thicker steel, anything from, let's say, half inch all the way up to 6 inches or more, you're going to start doing more flux core welding. Flux core with uh, 100% carbon dioxide, or unless it's a shop that do multiple things, they might run 75-25. But if they're doing a lot of flux core, normally it's going to be 100%. And normally you're going to be using sizes of wire of 045, point 52, uh, 330 wire, 16th wire. Like, so it can go up as far as the wire size because of the thickness of the material that they're welding on. Now, when you're doing jobs like that, the pay changes too, because everything is going to wrap up with how much you know. So if you're just going to go in and just want to be a welder, you're going to have a cap. If you go in and say, I want to be a welder and a fabricator, it puts you up there more. So if you're a welder, fabricator, and a fitter where you can read prints and you can lay out, that's going to get you more bang for your buck. So, I honestly think before you make your full decision, see what's out there, see what type of companies are available, and literally see what you want to do. They do have different companies. I have noticed that sell these young welders and people that's just not diving into the welding field. They tend to sell them some unrealistic prices and approaches to welding. And on this channel, family, I want to be realistic with you. I don't want you to dive into this thinking you're just going to get that $100 an hour, off the top. When my mom introduced it to me, she introduced it to me off of that $100 an hour, because this is what she heard on the commercial. You can make up to $100 an hour. Not saying at that time you starting out at 8 or 10 or 12. I started out my first welding job out of prison, family. I was making $8 an hour. Now, it was shortly after, a few weeks after, I got a raise of $2. because of the town I was in, and people want to see your work ethics. But it wasn't what I expected, but I still grew though. I eventually made it there, but I didn't start out there due to the area I was in. If I was in a completely different area, I would have been making more money. So I want to say that your location determines on how much money you make. You can be in a small area where the pay is small, or the demand of someone with your knowledge and skill set, they just don't pay a lot for it. Then you can go over 3, 4 hours, 5 hours, or move to a different state, and your demand is greater, and they pay you more for your time and your labor. So you can win. It's a win-win situation. Thanks for checking in, family. Let me make sure I lock these comments in while I'm holding this conversation with y'all. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. My grill is permanent. These are permanent gold teeth, family. Thanks for checking in. Thanks for checking in, fam. So I would say this. When you're picking, family, what direction you want to go, make sure you be realistic in what area you are in and what you want to do. Do you want to jump around? I'm a combination of welder. I learned how to do all processes. I think that's a win-win. But I will say this: if you're only doing a couple processes all the time, you still got to fall back and get refreshers. Me being, I got 20 years experience, I still have to fall back and get refreshers when dealing with stainless, because I don't deal with stainless a lot. At one time, I was on it. I did it for a couple years. Then I got off of it, and I ain't did it for 5 years, and so I had to get back on it and practice again. That's like anything else. So I think that you have to be realistic on what approach you want to go in, and that way that's going to determine how much money you make. A lot of times, we want to make this big money, but we be in the wrong areas, or we'll be doing the wrong processes of welding. Yes, yes, yes. Honestly, a lot of times, family, I appreciate that. Thanks for that love and support. A lot of times, family, we have to be realistic, and we have to understand um, our area finances. So the economics in certain areas, family, and finances are different. Like here in Arkansas, it's $11 an hour for minimum wage. In Georgia, it's 7.25. In California, what is it, $15 or maybe 20? I don't know. I got to look it up. $15, I believe, 15 or 20, whatever it is in California. So you got different states. I just wanted to show you different areas where the cost of living is different, the pay is different, and a lot of times, fam, if you will go into those areas and work, you'll make more money if you're just working there and then leave. So a lot of people come in those areas with RVs because you can save a lot of money if you own your own RV, versus you getting a hotel. Hotels can get expensive, but if you're working, certain hotels give you deals if you're staying there extensive period of time, because a lot of time they have their up and down time. So if you're staying for an extensive period of time, you can tend to get a hotel for a good deal. But I have noticed also that you tend to save more money if you're a mobile welder and you got your own RV. That's what I did. I saved a lot of money. I love the RV life. Like, I would get another RV in a heartbeat and do it again. Like, I loved it. But I had to transition from the Phoenix area, and now I'm in Little Rock, Arkansas. And like I say, things, it's a little different with the weather. And I like the fact being in drier places or warmer environments with my RV, just me personally. I grew up in Denver, so I experienced that weather and that winter, and I just like the more tropical places. You know what I mean? The more warmer places. So I think that if you're diving into the field and you're thinking about doing a mobile welding, having an RV can be a plus. And I will say this: don't break the bank neither. Don't break the bank trying to get no brand new RV. I know you listen to these commercials. I would go to at least a certified place, or go on Facebook market, you know, and find you a good used RV first, and do some research, find out what some good brands, what some bad brands, what to stay away from, because they have different brands you don't want to get at all. So I would do a little research on that, and that way you can save some money, family, because when I got my RV, it changed some things for me. So me getting a fifth wheel RV, mine was like 36 foot, 36 or 38-foot fifth wheel. I got a great deal. It was a Glendale titanium, so you can look those up. They don't even make, I believe that company went out of business, but it was a great company that made great units, so you can find a good Glendale now and probably be a good unit. So like I say, there's plenty different RVs out there, but as a mobile welder, I think you'll save money and make a lot of money doing that. Thanks for checking in, fam. Thanks for checking in. I appreciate the love and the support. Like I say, fam, yeah, pipelines get a lot of money, fam. Pipelines get a lot of money. Yeah, a lot of times up north do pay a lot of money, fam. So a lot of times people travel, like I say, traveling, going up north, doing even construction or pipe welding. They do a lot of 60-10, 70-18 outside. They're also doing combo piping where they're doing root passes with TIG. Now they're trying to get, like they say, they're doing more faster process. They even got a post process with a MIG where they're putting this root in with a MIG and then sticking it out or flux coring it out. So I've seen many different processes now with this pipe that's looking good, and they're trying to get it faster. So hey fam, that's a lot of money in it. But I just want to say that I think that you should master your lane, fam, and know what you should get your certs in. A lot of people don't know this. I want to say this. A lot of people say, man, they think you got to dive in and got to have all these certs in your pocket. And if you're not keeping them up, fam, you lose them. So every 6 months, AWS search, you have to pay $30. Keep them renewed. So if you don't pay, you lose them. So let me say that. Keep that in mind. So keep that in mind. Every time they come up, you got to pay them to keep them current. So I will most definitely keep my search current if you're going to be traveling. I think it's a wise thing to do. You can pay for it out of your pocket. Some people say you can't do it. You can set it up. I have helped many people set their own AWS cards up before. But I would say this: if you're working for companies like factory jobs, certain even traveling jobs, they'll want you to get certified under them unless you're contracting through them. So your certs really don't matter unless you're really doing something for yourself, like contract work and private independent work. Other than that, if you're working for a company, normally they're going to have you get certified under them, take the tests under them. So that way, when they send you out on these jobs, you know, you will be covered under them with all of their standards. So just keep that in mind. No problem, fam. Hey, Combo 6G. I'm actually 6G certified, and I actually got my wallet here. I'm going to pull these certs out because while we talking, I'm going to pull a couple of them out. So this is my AWS cert right here. It's AWS, got my card on it, got my number on it. And this is 6G cert. This is 60-10, 70-18 half-inch piping. And it's like I say, AWS, you see that? AWS. All these are through AWS. One of these, two of these are through a private. And this is my flux core right here. This is flux core 3G and 4G. And flux core unlimited, and then I have a 3G D1.1 bridge. So this is 1 inch all the way out unlimited, and those are 3 certs that I have. Now family, like I would say, like certain things like my bridge cert just expired because I don't do that work no more. But all I have to do is go now and retest. So if you wait too long and let it expire and you don't do it no more, it ain't like you can just go and say, hey man, I just want to pay my $30 or $60 or whatever it is. You actually got to retest again. So I just want to say that if you wait too long now, you got to retest. So my bridge test certs, they're good. I passed them then, but I literally now, if I want to go back and weld on the bridge, I have to go retest the weld on the bridge again because my certs have already collapsed or relapsed over a certain period of time. Salute, salute, Missouri in the building. I used to be a welding instructor for Goodwill, so I have a lot of cool little shirts I got from Goodwill. But I support the movement. They have a Goodwill Academy here in Little Rock. I used to be the welding instructor there. I appreciate it, fam. I love giving some wisdom out, family, as I learn. Like I say, I want to pass on some information to help us do better in our journey. Okay, now you're working on some mild steel. You went from iron working to doing some mild steel. So how do you like that now? I'm gonna be honest with you. I like the construction traveling, but I like the fabricating and fitting too. Like, I don't know. I enjoy building things, seeing them go, and I enjoy going out and putting them in too. But now, like I say, I enjoy more, I really enjoy teaching the process, and I still enjoy doing certain things too physically. Like like I say, I enjoy fabricating and making things. But I also, like I say, I have a greater passion now and teaching someone else the process and seeing them learn it and seeing them get it and grow with it. But I like to fabricate. I think fabricating is a way that a man can build his own independence, and you can create side hustles. Once you learn it, you can start doing things on your own. And that's another thing I love about welding. Some more advice I can give you: the more you learn, family, the more you can be able to critique and build your own business. You can figure out what lane you want to be in, and then that's when you can start building your business from it, because now you didn't invested a lot of time in it, and you know what, I can build this product. You didn't figure it out, the price, what type of material, all of that good stuff. But that comes from years of investing and staying down with the trade. Okay, salute, salute, God bless, fam. Okay, salute, salute. You know what? There's a lot of money. Like I say, it depends on what you're doing. Like when you're doing regular MIG welding, they prefer you to go downhill. Doing 60-10, I went downhill. I went up and down. I did both. A lot of times I went from like this here with it, going down with it, and coming up with the 70-18. So it all depends on what you're doing. Nah, AWS now, when you're taking the AWS test, there's no downhill. Nah. Actually, all of the tests I have took, instead of my stick test, it was down. My root was down. My root was, and then my 70-18 all the way out on my 60-10. I mean, on my 70-18, my 60-10 root, and then 70-18 all the way out. But there's a lot you can do when it comes to building things when you're doing with mild steel and fabrication. So I think we just should figure out what lane we want to be in. But there's a lot of money in fabrication. But different states pay different. Here I have seen the pay range from 16 to 16 to $22 in the shop, based on your experience. That was in the shop. That's the cap I have seen here. I haven't seen no $25 an hour in the shop unless they've been there for a while and they've been learning a lot of different things. I'm saying starting out. Let me say that, starting out, because some people say, "Oh man," I said, just starting out. When you got more experience and you got more years in, you can come in and you can get more money. So if you come into this area and you got more experience in fabricating, pipe welding, you can get more money. But starting out, that's what I'm typically seeing around here. You know what? It's good money doing mobile welding, family. Good money, especially if you're in an area where it's populated and they got a great demand doing repairs or installs. Depends on what you're doing. I remember when I moved to Columbus, Georgia. I networked with a company named Steel Masters, and they was doing ornamental installations with handrails, and gate. And family, I made some good money going out installing things for them. And then when they was slow or didn't have somebody in the shop, I go in there, help them fabricate some things up, and then we'll go out and put it in. I was still making the same money. It was cool, you know what I mean? So I built a good relationship with them because I went to the company, I went to a new city, knocked on some doors, I seen they needed a need, and I addressed the need, and it was cool. I built a good relationship like that. So if you going to do some mobile welding, go around and see some of these companies that do some installing, pass your card out, tell them what you do, say, hey man, somebody gets slow, I can come through here and help you out. And that's how I have had many doors open for me in different cities by knocking on that door for him. Yeah, it's good money, fam. It's good money in it. Yes, yes. Like I said, you got a lot of experience to really get to that 25. What you said. Yes, a lot of mechanic shops do. A lot of mechanics do. Thanks, fam. I appreciate the love and support. I appreciate it for those who give it to me, fam. Um, my goal is to really aid and assist, help people. So I really feel like a lot of the conversations are not really talked about when it comes to welding and making money and independence and growing and traveling. Like people don't really want to have this conversation and just be honest. Like it's not, and without all the glamour. There's nothing wrong. You know, I see people with the videos and flames and fire and they just want to be cool, but we can do all that too. But let's get to some serious money and really help somebody make a decision on what direction they want to go in, and tell them some real numbers and show them how much time you got to put in to get this type of money. I appreciate that, fam. Like I say, that's the goal, fam. Like I say, each one teach one. Um, One of my main goals is to, you know, build a community. So no matter what city or state I go to, and I like to network, and I think that's how we're going to build a stronger community, is by just giving this good information out that can really help someone. So I appreciate everybody that left comments, who, you know, ask or organic questions, and really, you know, want to see the welding community grow, because you know it's going to be us passing this information down to the next generation. And my goal is, like I say, I wanted to be the face of passing it out, being realistic and teaching it and showing you how you got to knock on doors. You got to go to interviews. You got to dress and be prepared. You got to keep yourself. Like I had a guy ask me one time, man, do you keep a hood with you? Everywhere I go, I'm a welder, fam. Listen, it's like, how am I gonna listen? Everywhere I go, I keep some tools with me. If I'm using them or not, I keep one with me just in case anything happens. Cause I'm a welder. I'm a mobile welder, fam. I'm a fabricator, so I keep a shop hood. I got shop hoods. I got fabricating, and I got my mobile stuff. If I just need to jump out and do something, or a situation calls up, I keep gloves, keep hoods, everything with me. I think that's just smart, being who I am, because at any given time, fam, you can make a bag. I have helped people in so many different circumstances. So um, it almost bothers me to hear someone say they got um, 10 years and 20 years of experience, and they don't stay equipped on at least a small basis. Woo! Hey, I'm from Arkansas, fam. That's what we used to say, stay ready so we ain't got to get ready. Hey, thanks for checking in, fam. Yes, sir. Yes, I can. My first job out of prison, I was doing aluminum for the first year. So we was doing aluminum and stainless for the first year. So I was doing tigging and spool gun on some aluminum. Fam, you know what? I want to say this. Everybody is in different areas when it comes to working. So, there are different states that pay more with traveling. And we know some of the northern places when it's cold, when they're doing shutdowns. But there are locations that, if you want to go to that makes good money, depends on the area. So um, I was told, and did some research, that Texas tends to be the welding capital in America as far as jobs and people and money is concerned. Um, they got the biggest cap as far if a person move into that area. And like I say, you got different areas, west, east. Like I say, welding is needed everywhere, everywhere. But you most definitely want to make sure you're in an area where it's populated and where it's a demand. I wouldn't, some people like to live off where they got to travel an hour or so out every day. I met a gentleman the other day that said he traveled in an hour every day to work. And I swear, family, he looked tired. He looked beat down. And then he said he's doing 12 hours a day. He's traveling an hour. He's traveling home an hour. And he's working 12 hours a day. Fam, when do you have time enough for yourself? So there's good money in welding, fam, but don't beat yourself down. I have did them long hours. I have been in that situations before. So I would say while you young, take advantage. If you can dive in and get that money, get that money. But don't beat yourself down for the bag, fam. We have to learn as welders that once we make enough money, we have to learn how to invest our money. So some of the best advice I can end y'all with before I let y'all go this rising is, once you get a bag, once you start making money and you're going to spend a little money getting some things you want, a vehicle, a truck, some clothing, a necklace, or whatever you try to do, then remember to invest money, because money don't get tired, fam. Money don't get hungry. Money don't complain. You can place it in the right areas and money will grow for you. Money will work harder than you. So as a welder, as a seasoned welder, some of the best advice I can give you is, once you start making money from welding, start making the proper investments. In my personal opinion, I would invest in some real estate. Another one of the top things, I would invest in some logistics, trucking, some type of way, because that's a top thing. And I would invest in some type of product, some type of energy, some type of thing that's going to make, to me, those just three. If I had to pick three, those three wise, some land somewhere, some transportation that's taking goods somewhere, and some type of energy product that's really going to make the economy and the world better. Them just some ideas of my personal opinion, and you can just go from there. There's many different ways as far as stocks and different things to do. I think a person should invest in some stocks. I think we should learn how to create 7 different sources of income. That's a perfect portfolio. So, as a welder, seasoned welder, as we learn, family, I think we have to learn how to utilize our money. We can always do the welding trade, but your body won't always be the same. And sometimes you grow and don't want to do certain things after certain periods of time. But you can free yourself up and still build products and build your business on what you want to do once you exit out the job, by making investments. So I would say make you some investments, family. I would think there'll be some wise things to do. Just do you some research. Always study. I always say proper preparation prevents piss poor performance. So make sure you do some studying, get some information, pay for some consultations if you have to. I have paid for them. I have consultations also that I offer to help people start their businesses or start ship a container conversion. So it depends on what a person wants, but I will say this: get the right information, learn how to invest your cash. Salute, salute. Thanks for checking in, fam. Appreciate that, fam. Thanks for checking in, fam. I'm going to keep spreading the word. Thanks for checking in, fam. Thanks for checking in. Salute, salute. Black Sheep Convo. Check out my guy, fam. He just released a new video. That's my guy. Check him out. Thanks for checking in, fam. I appreciate all the love and support. Like I say, I just wanted to come to you this rising and give you some welding advice. And some of the best advice I can give you is figure out what lane you want to go in. Master that lane. Master that lane. Don't try to do master. We can jack a lot of things. And I used to say this growing up before I let you go. Oh man, I'm a jack of all trades and a master of none. Fam, that ain't wise, fam. We want to master something. Jack everything else, fam. And then once you master that, learn how to invest some of that money. Because money don't get sleepy, money don't get tired, money don't get hungry, and money don't complain. Y'all be blessed, continues to prosper.